Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a CWM News Brief. Today is February 2nd, and we want to go over the interest rate first. Okay, this week is the fifth week of the year, and 30-year fixed rate interest was, this week, 3.75. And 15-year, 3.0, and 10-year treasury yield is 1.805. So 10-year treasury yield went up a little bit, just a tiny bit from the last week. And therefore, the 30-year fixed rate also went up to 3.75. But right now, I think we are in somewhat sort of stabilizing period. Okay, not just crazy, but it's still. Look at the year ago, it was about 2.625. So right now we are talking about 1% higher than about a year ago. And early January went up already over 3%. And right now is at 3.75. Okay, and the first news we want to cover is a local news reported by Record, today's newspaper. Ingrid Clips bill dispute heads to the court. Right now, in England, what's happening about that Unilever site? Well, after all, a couple of years of the fighting, after all, right now, the state, basically county, approved this project. So there will be about, I think it's about 600 apartment complex, 600 units, total 600 units apartment complex. And among the 600 units, 20% has to be affordable housing, meaning it should open to low-income residents. Okay, so that's already approved after all these years of fighting. However, the town government filed a suit against that decision. Okay, so still is in limbo right now. So that's the kind of situation. And mostly who filed this claim against this approved project, basically mayor and I believe is the Republican side. Okay? So they basically stopped this project by filing another suit. Now, what's being reported here is a group of Inglewood Cliffs residents and officers is asking a judge to prevent the borough from continuing to pay a law firm that has amassed nearly $1 million in legal billings. What's going on? Well, as I said, this is a major Kranzik, Mario Kranzik, his mayor, and also councilman Timothy Kustrubas and Mark Park. As you know, this person is city councilman Bang Myung-ho-nim and Raymond Farrell. So this group of people, Inglewood Cliffs residents, sued them basically. And their motion comes as a part of the lawsuit they filed in January against these people. That suit accused four of violating state statute by hiring and paying for New York-based this law firm, this long name, to handle affordable housing litigation for the town. What's happening is these people hired this law firm, and the original agreement was the total amount cannot exceed $100,000. Is of course the town money because the town sue this developer again, this project. I think the original decision. And so this law firm, hired by these people, is supposed to spend only $100,000. Their bill cannot exceed $100,000. However, their current bill is $1 million. Look at this, at an hourly rate of over $1,000 an hour. This is crazy. So attorney earns more than $1,000 an hour, the fee. So that's why right now it's skyrocketing. Skyrocketing to $1 million. But the even more surprising news is this firm was never licensed to practice in New Jersey. But they requested maybe special permission, but it was unable to win the permission from the court to do so. So this is a very fine mess right now in Inglewood Cliffs. 잉그리드 클립스에 로컬 뉴스가 하나 들어왔는데요. 지금 아시지만은 그 디벨롭먼트 그 아파트먼트 컴플렉스 디벨롭을 위해서 이제 600개의 아파트먼트 컴플렉스가 지어지고 20%는 어포더블 하우징, 그러니까 로우 인컴 하우스홀드에 제공을 오픈해야 되는 그런 거를 어프로브를 이미 했거든요. 몇 년 걸려서 여러분들 다 아시지만. 그래서 finally a county decided, I believe it's a county, not the state or county. But anyway, a higher court already decided to approve this project. But some people didn't like that decision, so including mayor and some Republican council members, I believe, including 박명호님, 공화당인데요. 그래서 이 네 분들이 지금 변호사 폼을 하여해가지고 그렇게 수를 했는데 이 문제가 생긴 게 이 타운이니까요. 타운 메이어가 타운 머니로 지금 이제 변호사비를 주는데 오리지널리 쓸 수 있는 그 액수가 10만 불인데 지금 현재 $1 million 의 변호사비를 제공을 하고 있다는 거죠. 근데 시간 차지가 1시간당 1,000불이라고. 그래서 지금 이 잉그루드 클립스의 주민들이 그룹 주민들이 이제 그 코트에다 또 파일을 한 거예요. Basically stop spending money 이렇게. 왜냐하면 잉그루드 클립스 타운의 돈이니까. 그리고 개인들한테도 너네가 책임이 있다. 그래서 30만 불을 개인들한테 이제 물어내라 이런 수를 걸었다고 하는 뉴스가 지금 들어와 있습니다. Okay, next news is the New Jersey is one of unstable real estate market of the U.S. Yesterday, 중앙일보 reported the Adam Data Solution has reported they kind of classified 50 unstable counties in U.S. in terms of a real estate market. What does it mean, unstable? Well, the criteria was, number one, ownership sustainability. In other words, there is how many houses on the water, okay, meaning no equity, how many houses in the state. The second is affordability, whether people can buy the house easily, how easily. And number three, number of foreclosures. So three categories, they classified 50 counties in US among 575 counties in total in US. in the fourth quarter of 2021. So last year, last quarter. So 50 counties, they classified as unstable. And the interesting number is among 50 counties, 13 counties are in New Jersey. That's the highest counties in the United States. So that's why it's not dangerous, but it's unstable, not stable in terms of a real estate market. And then why is that? Oh, by the way, in New Jersey, there are total 21 counties. So among 21 counties in New Jersey, the 13 counties, according to our data solution, analyzing, the 13 counties are unstable counties in terms of a real estate market. Why is that? Number one, negative economic impact, and number two, instability of employment, and number three, high level of property tax. New Jersey is notorious in terms of property tax, meaning is high. So average annual tax is about $9,300 in New Jersey. That's average annual tax, so it's very high. Meanwhile, only one county in NYC, which is Rockland County, belongs to these 5 unstable counties. So you can simply say 13 counties in New Jersey are unstable counties in terms of a real estate market, but only one county, which is a Rockland County in New York State, belongs to these 50 unstable counties. 이 조금 별로 이렇게 좋은 뉴스는 아닌데 개인적으로 보니까 벌써 이 코르트에서 foreclosure 액티비티가 지금 많이 시작이 된 것 같아요. 우리 에이전트 분도 이제 거기에 이제 주의를 기울이는 분들 있는데 아무튼 지금 이 회사 RM 데이터 솔루션 이 통계 회사죠. 부동산 통계 회사 여기에서 조사를 해서 분류를 했는데 미국 전체에 575개 카운티가 있고요. 그 중에서 부동산 마켓이 인스테이블하다, 약간의 데인저, 약간의 위험률이 있다고 하는 카운티 다 50개를 뽑았는데 그 중에서 뉴저지가 13개가 뉴저지 카운티가 거기 들어갔어요. 그러니까 상당히 많은 거죠. 왜냐하면 뉴저지가 전체적으로 21개 카운티인데 그 중에서 13개가 리얼스테이트 마켓이 인스테이블하다, 불안하다. 그런데 뉴욕은 한 카운티가 들어가 있다. 그러니까 뉴욕에 대비해서 상당히 뉴저지가 지금 별로 안 좋은 상태인데 뭐 코로나 때문에도 그랬을 거고요. 그래서 부정적으로 이제 임팩이 작용했고 그다음에 인플로이먼트가 좀 신통치 않다. 그다음에 또 한 가지 주요 요인은 뉴저지가 텍스가 비싸다. 텍스가 average annual 텍스가 9,300불이나 된다. 그런 이유로 해서 뉴저지가 그렇게 지금 좋은 상태는 아니다 하는 보도가 중앙일보에 적혀 있었습니다. Okay, next news is NYC construction sector fully recovered. According to revenue is, by the way, New York Real Estate Board of New York. That's a Manhattan board in a sense, a very unique board. The 665 construction permits have been filed in fourth quarter 2021, which is up 37% compared to the previous quarter and 22% up compared to a year ago. And it was the highest number of construction permits since second quarter 2016. So that's kind of encouraging news in Manhattan and New York City, NYC, I believe. the aggregate total area of 665 permit applications is 31.7 million square feet. So in terms of a number of permits, it's only 37% increase. However, if you put together all this square footage of these permits, okay, 665 permits, in terms of a size is much bigger, which means 260% up compared to previous quarter. So New York is moving on. And it's 180% increase compared to a year ago. So that's good news. That's why the title says New York construction sector is fully recovered. And one of the major part of this increase is a residential complex, such as a large apartment units. Total 24,834 units have been applied, which is the highest since 2008. And it is up 300% compared to previous quarter and to 240% up from a year ago. So isn't it encouraging? Yes. However, still NYC needs more residential units. And they will demand about 560,000 residential units by 2030 because the population increase, new job creation, and various redevelopment projects. If you drive by in Manhattan, yes, you can see it, you can feel it. Actually, a lot of constructions. 올해 지금 현재 뉴욕시티 컨스트럭션 그 부분은 이제 거의 완전히 다 리커버리가 됐다. 그런 뉴스가 중앙일보를 통해서 들어와 있고요. 지금 레브니에서 발표는 맨하탄 보드, 아주 유니크한 보드인데 거기서 보고한 거로는 지금 현재 작년도 4분기에 퍼밋이 660호가 들어와 있다. 그런데 그것이 이제 그 전 쿼터보다 3분기보다 37% 증가한 거고 1년 전 대비는 22%가 증가했다. 근데 그거는 넘버 오브 건수고 퍼밋 건수인데 이거를 퍼밋을 집어넣은 에어리아를 다 합치면 31.7 밀리언 스퀘어 피트가 돼서 실질적으로 사이즈로 보면 에어리아를 보면 스퀘어 피트를 보면 260%가 늘었다. 그리고 1년 전보다는 180%가 늘었다. 그 중에서 제일 그 메인 포션을 차지하는 게 레지던셜 컴플렉스다. 아파트만 단지 같은 거. 그래서 그게 지금 퍼밋 들어간 게 24,834 유닛이다. 엄청나게 많은 양이죠. 그러나 여전히 뉴욕시티는 레지던셜 유닛이 필요하다. 지금 이제 인클레이션 인구가 증가하고 이제 조합이 또 자꾸 만들어지고 그다음에 리데벨롭먼트 프로젝트가 많이 진행되기 때문에 2030년까지는 토탈 디맨드가 레지던셜 유닛 디맨드가 한 56만 개가 될 것 같다. 그런 뉴스가 들어와 있습니다. Next news is this is interesting news. Bankrate.com compared and collect all the data for homeowners insurance premium. And they analyzed and they reported 42% increase since 2009. They surveyed over 35,000 postal codes, the zip code in US, and then it involved the insurance company was 142 homeowners insurance companies. And they found out nationwide average homeowners insurance annual premium was $1,312. Over monthly is $109 per month. And it was 1.91% of median income. But that's that much we are paying for the homeowners insurance. It depends state by state is different. California, it was about 1,014, and monthly is $85. and it was 1.3% of a median income. And in Texas, $1,863. Part, I think, because of a lot of hurricane and flood in South area. And Georgia also is a little bit high, $1,376, or monthly $115. And Florida also $1,353, monthly $113. Now, New York, New Jersey, relatively, we are paying low homeowners insurance. Average New York, $987, and New Jersey, $751. So New Jersey even a little bit lower. But the most expensive insurance premium was Oklahoma. And it's $3,519. What about most inexpensive state is Hawaii. They're paying average $376 annually. And also depending on different insurance companies, okay, the average is different. Farmers insurance company is most expensive. Farmers average premium was $1,980. State Farm is the second. Average was $1,500, and Allstate the next is $1,458, and Travelers is paying average $1,269, and Hartford average premium was $1,609. Nationwide, $1,042, and Progressive is most inexpensive, $1,206. In general, the premium is more expensive where there are more natural disasters such as flood, hurricanes, etc. 이 데이터 아담 데이터에서 한번 재밌는 이제 조사를 했는데요. 전국에 한 3만 5천 개의 zip-코드 타운을 조사를 해서 그리고 보험회사는 한 142개가 인볼브해서 조사를 했는데 1년에 전국적으로 1년에 우리가 홈오너들이 홈오너즈 인슈런스를 1,312불 정도 페이를 하더라. 먼틀리는 이게 한 109불 정도 되는데 이게 계속 2009년도 대비 지금 42%나 올랐다 이런 얘기고요. 지금 주별로 좀 보면 캘리포니아는 한 1,014불, 그다음에 어디죠? 여기 텍사스는 한 1,800불. 텍사스가 역시 좀 비싸네요. 에버리지. 그리고 조지아도 좀 비싸요. 1,300불. 플로리다 마찬가지. 근데 뉴욕이 987불. 뉴저지는 에버리지로 좀 더 싸다. 751. 이거는 좀 인커리징 되는 뉴스인데요. 그 위에서 얘기했지만은 텍스는 뉴저지가 굉장히 비싸다. 텍스가 뉴저지에 평균적으로 9,300불이 된다. 그러나 홈오너즈 인슈런스는 좀 싸게 내고 있는 보고가 들어왔고요. 그런데 가장 비싼 주가 어디냐 하면 오클라호마. 여기가 가장 비싸서 1년에 에버리지 3,500불이나 낸다. 근데 가장 싼 주가 집보험이 하와이다. 376불. 이거는 글쎄요. 이유는 왜 이렇게 홈오너즈 인슈런스가 싼지 한번 좀 알아볼 필요도 있겠네요. 그리고 컴퍼니별로 다른데 제일 비싼 게 Farmers Insurance 1,500불, 그 다음에 State Farm, 그 다음에 Allstate, 그 다음에 Travelers, 그 다음에 Hartford, 그 다음에 Nationwide, 그 다음에 Progressive. 이렇게 이제 순서적으로 평균적인 홈오너즈 인슈런스 가격이 있더라. 그리고 뭐 잘 아시겠지만은 일반적으로 프리미엄이 이제 자연재해가 많은 지역이 아무래도 높다. Okay, let's go to next news. Bond market hints at calm. That means bond market is kind of a stabilizing. If we want to take a look at the chart first, Okay, 10-year Treasury US 10-year US Treasury yield. If we look at year 2021, we started from here and then climbed up and down a little bit, up, and we hit the ceiling here. It's about the 2021 later part. So in the middle, sort of, okay, and then went down, and then went up again, and now year 2022, January, it's basically stabilized. I think that's what they're saying. So it's going to stay pretty much this area. But that means also for a while, interest rate also might be that area, which is what, today's 3.75? Okay, the 30-year fixed mortgage. So, well, U.S. The yield on the longer-term U.S. government bonds have shown signs of stabilizing in recent days, easing the pressure generated on stocks by their rapid early year climb. What's the thought behind of this? Okay? Behind the move, the deep skepticism among many investors that the Fed will raise a short-term interest rate as high as they did in the last economic expansion. And Chairman Jerome Powell sent shudders, like a kind of the lousy, noisy impact, okay, through markets last week when he didn't rule out relatively aggressive steps to help bring down the inflation. So they can be aggressive, such as rate increase at consecutive meetings. We had the January meeting, and they indicated interest rate may be going up in March, but they mentioned usually reference rate, interest rate, they raise by 0.25%, but they indicated 0.5% means 0.5%. Typically one time 0.25, okay? And then a few months later, another 0.25. But this is the first time I think we heard this. They might increase 0.5% at one time, at a single meeting. Investors pay close attention to longer-term treasury yields because they help set borrowing costs across the economy, and the longer-term treasury yields is a key input in stock valuation models. So it looks like they're going to start from this treasury yield number, then they evaluate the stock modeling. And the recent stabilization in yields has coincided with the rebound in stocks, with the tech-heavy NASDAQ Composite Index rising 7.4% over the past 3 sessions. Later, we're going to talk about LG Energy IPO. It's beautifully done. So it's a very encouraging news. But anyway, so tech-heavy NASDAQ Composite Index rising 7.4%. It's good. I think it's perfect time for LG Energy IPOs, the battery company, LG battery company, basically. Okay. 지금 이제 반드가 조금 스테이블라이즈 된다, 그런 뉴스가 지금 들어와 있고요. 그래서 이제 스탁도 막 춤추던 거를 좀 멈추고 오늘 같은 경우는 스탁이 상당히 이제 안정되면서 올라갔죠. 올라가서 지금 어저께 끝냈는데 사람들이 왜 이 10-year treasury yield를 자꾸 보려고 그러냐면은 이 10-year treasury yield가 이제 전체적으로 그 borrowing cost를 세팅해주는 그거를 이제 도와주고, 그 다음에 이제 stock valuation 모델을 하는 어떤 키가 되는 그런 숫자이기 때문에 그렇다는 지금 얘기고요. 그래서 지금 현재 2011년서부터 2021년서부터 지금 yield가 이렇게 지금 변화되고 있다. 그래서 최근에 지금 yield가 올라가는 거죠, 지금. 그죠? 그래서 우리가 interest rate도 올라간다. 이게 정확하지는 않지만 roughly 이 흐름에 따라서 이자율도 오르락내리락한다라고 보시면 된다는 거죠. 30-year fixed mortgage interest rate. 자, 그렇게 보시면 될 것 같아요. Okay. Another news is this is kind of an interesting tip rather than news. The 중앙일보 reported, if you increase credit score 100, okay, then you can save $110,000 interest payment. You can save this much. Okay, so they had some calculation. Well, also another point is this winter, okay, usually winter real estate activity is slow, but it's not so this year. Even though possibility of more than 3 times interest rate increase forecasted, the home sale activities are still active even during winter season. This winter season was kind of different. And Daniel Hale, chief economist at the realtor.com, said slowdown of home sales during winter season did not happen this winter. So still, we have a strong demand, the buyers. And according to this program, they calculated, example, let's say $400,000 loan with mortgage rate 4.74 because this borrower's credit score is 620 to 639 level. Okay, that means the monthly mortgage payment is $2,084, and 30-year you accumulate your interest pay would be total $350,000. So in fact, you are ending up paying about $750,000 actually. Okay, but again, after 30 years, if you look at the inflation, of course, this becomes much lower value, okay, in terms of value. But anyway, but if you improved your credit score 100, you become like 720, 730, then your interest rate becomes 3.373%. Okay. And if you do that, your 30-year accumulated total interest payment is $236,000. That means it's over a little over $110,000 interest payments saving. So that's why it is important to keep the credit score. I think some time before we reported average without this mortgage, I think you can save about 50,000 to 60,000 for all other expenses if you have a good credit score for your entire life. But anyway, this is also a good the calculation, sample calculation. When you talk to young people, your children, you can kind of teach this kind of theories, sort of. Okay, I mean, you have to have a house, so you have to have a loan, which is a good debt. And the very interesting point is your credit score. Okay, and therefore your interest rate, and therefore your saving on the total interest payment. 오케이. 그 중앙일보에 또 재밌는 팁이 하나 소개돼서 말씀드리는데요. 크레딧 스코어를 100을 이제 올리면, 네, 그러면 그 30년 동안에 붙는 토탈 이자액을 한 10만 불 정도 세이브할 수 있다. 그런 그 이제 기사 아닌 팁이 나와 있어서 이제 왜 그러냐 하면은 그 지금 이제 이자율이 낮으니까 이번 겨울 같은 경우에는 보통은 겨울이 슬로우한 철이거든요. 부동산 입장에서는. 근데 이번 겨울은 예외였다. 지금 realtor.com의 Chief Economist 수석 경제학자 데니얼 헤일이 이번 겨울은 그렇게 티피컬한 겨울처럼 슬로우하지 않았다라고 이제 발표를 했는데 왜 그런 현상이 나오냐면 워낙 디맨드가 스트롱하기도 하지만 이자율이 계속 낮게 돼 있으니까 그래서 여기 비교가 결국 이자율을 낮출 수 있다는 거는 여러분들 가장 메이저 팩터는 크레딧 스코어겠죠. 그래서 크레딧 스코어를 100을 올리면 100 차이를 내면 이자율이 이렇게 달라지고 4.74에서 3.37으로 달라져서 결국 30년 계산을 해보니까 40만 불 론을 하는 경우에 이자를 한 10만 불 정도, 11만 불 정도 세이브할 수가 있겠다. 이런 얘기가 나오는 거죠. 그러니까 크레딧 스코어가 나쁘면 어쩔 수 없이 30년 그 동안 집을 가지고 있으면서 10만 불이라고 하는 돈을 더 내야 된다라고 하는 결론이 나온다는 거죠. 그래서 이 크레딧 스코어를 잘 킵할 필요가 있고 절대로 페이먼트 딜레이하면 안 되고요. 그다음에 크레딧 리밋의 한 10% 정도를 계속 쓰고 갖고 리볼빙하면 좋다는 거고 그리고 가능하면 길게 쓰라는 거고 크레딧 카드 오픈하거나 이제 그래서 홈 모기지가 제일 좋죠, 그죠? 긴 기간 동안 계속 갔기 때문에 홈 모기지를 잘 내시면 크레딧 스코어는 당연히 잘 올라가고요. 그다음에 적어도 1년에 한 번은 리뷰를 해볼 필요가 있다. Okay, so the last news, which is other and or tech news, as I said before, it's a good news. LG Energy, which is a battery company, it's a subsidiary of LG Corporation, launched IPO in perfect time. Right now, we have some trouble with China in terms of a trade. And the Biden admin is very aggressive to try to control the China. And this time, the January year 2022, LG Energy went to IPO and they raised $10.6 billion. So they have a lot of cash right now. This is investment money. People invested in the beginning at the IPO level. So they have a lot of money to spend. Now, the LG is forte. LG's strength is battery. And then finally, they made the battery company. And it's perfect time because LG Energy can provide alternative to China battery. I mean, a lot of electric cars, EVs, they need the battery, and they relied on China. But right now we have some issue with China, so a lot of manufacturers can turn to LG batteries. So it's a perfect timing for LG. Congratulations, LG Energy. LG 에너지가 회사를 독립시켜서 자회사를 해서 지금 스탁 마켓에 상장해서 나스닥이 있죠. 테크놀로지는 되게 나스닥으로 나가니까 나가서 10.6 빌리언 달러를 모금했다. 그래서 이니셜 IPO 프라이스보다 지금 쉐어가 65.8%가 올라갔다. 자, 그런 뉴스가 들어와서 아주 퍼펙트 타이밍이다. 차이나하고 지금 문제가 있는데 배터리 공급처를 이제 LG 에너지로 돌릴 수가 있으니까 미국이나 다 좋아하는 그런 뉴스가 될 거고 그래서 또 이렇게 큰 자금을 모았을 수도 있겠다 하는 뉴스였습니다. Okay, that's it for today's news brief. Again, thank you for joining CWM. the news brief. Today is February 2nd. Thank you. See you all next week.